Monday morning, you can't access any of your files. Every single screen in your office, it shows a ransom demand. Your phone is ringing off the hook. Your heart is racing. And you have that sinking, terrifying feeling. You have no idea who to call first. Hi, I'm Bora from Dumb Ways to Get Hacked. In the last 2 episodes, we built the human firewall and we learned how to spot social engineering attacks. Now, we face the hard truth. Despite your best efforts, something, someday, will go wrong. When that happens, the only thing that matters is your policy, your plan. Today, we're building the incident response plan. We're covering who to call first, and it's not who you think. Why your backups are probably useless. The one policy that stops invoice fraud cold. And why you need a response plan for your family. Because ransomware doesn't just hit your business, it hits your home. Let's go. When a disaster strikes, people panic. And in panic, they start calling all the wrong people. I know a retail business. At 6 a.m, they got hit with ransomware. The owner does what sounds right. He speaks to his staff, he speaks to anyone he can get his hands on, he calls the police, and he's scratching his head not knowing what to do. He calls everyone except for the IT provider. By the time the IT team finally gets the call, 2 hours later, the ransomware has spread to every single computer and server. Those 2 hours turned a 1-day recovery to 2 weeks of total chaos. So here is your first, most important action. Write this down. Put it on a post-it note. Your first call is always the IT support team or your managed service provider. They are the only ones who can stop the bleeding. If you need to, you can also call the Australian Cyber Security Centre. Why does this work? Well, your IT team handles the technical response. If you do call the Australian Cyber Security Centre, they handle the strategic response and guidance. You may need both, but you need to stop the bleeding first. So get onto your IT team or managed service provider as soon as possible. The impact of this is that it also works at home. Do you know your bank's direct fraud line? Not the customer support number, the fraud line. Do you know the number of ID care? Put them in your phone before you're in a panic. Okay, so you've made the right call. Your IT provider is on the line. You're feeling better. They say, no problems. We'll just restore from last night's backup. And then you hear this. Guys, the backups are corrupt. This is the nightmare within the nightmare. And it happens all the time. I know many businesses who pay good money for daily backups, and they've been doing it for years. They get hit by a ransomware or an issue, they go to restore, and the backup doesn't work. It's been failing silently for months or for years. Nobody ever checked, and you lose everything. Your policy can't just be, we have backups. Your policy must be, we test our backups. So, what's the action plan? Here is the realistic sweet spot. Not daily testing, that's impractical. Not never testing, the policy is quarterly backup testing. Every 3 months, you actually restore a critical file or two, you open it, and you make sure it actually works. And the simple trick, schedule 4 meetings in your calendar right now for the year and title them Test Backups. Why does this work? An untested backup, it's just a hope. A tested backup is a plan. What's the impact? At home, when was the last time you backed up your family photos or your kids' school projects or all those documents that you rely on for everything you do on your daily life on your desktop? A cloud drive costs a few dollars a month. Losing your kids' birthday photos, that's priceless. Okay, so we've got our response plan. We've got our tested backups. Now we need to protect the money. I know of an architect firm that had their accountant who gets all their emails from a regular supplier that had been emailed back and forth for many weeks on this one particular job they were doing. The supplier sends a note. Hi, just letting you guys know, we've changed our bank details. Here are the new account details for the invoice. It looked real, the timing was perfect, so the accountant paid it. $32,000 gone, just like that. They didn't get hacked, they were tricked. And the hang up and callback rule we talked about last week, it was forgotten. Why? Because it wasn't a policy. So what action can we take? This is your new non-negotiable financial policy starting today. No payment details are ever changed without voice verification. Using a phone number you already have on file, not the number in the email, the number you have on file. Why does this work? This makes verification mandatory, not optional. It takes "I forgot" out of the equation. It builds the human firewall into your accounting. And here's the final piece nobody tells you. Your business response plan is useless if your family doesn't have one too. Because the stress of your business burning down while your personal bank accounts are also being drained, that's when people break. You need 2 plans. Action. First, a business plan. Who is the one person in charge? Who calls IT? Who is the only person allowed to talk to the customers? Decide this before the actual crisis. Second, your family plan. What happens if dad's identity is stolen? What happens if your teenager's Instagram account gets hacked? Who do you call or email? What account do you lock? Spend 10 minutes just tonight writing down the numbers, emails, or sites that you need to go to. Talk to your kids, make a plan. Why does this work? It turns panic into a checklist. And in a crisis, a checklist is all that matters. Okay, so let's recap the plan. 1. In a disaster, call your IT provider first. 2. Your backups are useless, test them every quarter. 3. Make voice verifications for payment changes a non-negotiable policy. And 4. Build a response plan for your business and your family. If this is the kind of practical, no BS advice that you've been looking for, if you're a business owner, an IT pro, or just someone who wants to protect their family, this is your channel. Do me a favor, guys, hit the subscribe button right now and don't miss what's coming. Click it right now, click on the bell, and don't miss what's coming. We're dropping value like this every single week. I'm Bora from Dumb Ways to Get Hacked.